Unleash the
We are back. The wait is over. Friday Night Lights are back for Lake Mary High School, and we are officially kicking off our Orlando North High School Game Day show. I'm Cecily Webb. I'm going to be your host all season long. I'm joined with AJ Brooks, who's going to be here the entire hour to talk all things preview tonight's game coming up. We're going to take a look inside Lake Mary High School, learn some history, meet some people who make this community special, and eventually get ready for tonight's matchup. Tonight, we have the Oviedo Lions coming to face off the Lake Mary Rams in a rival matchup tonight. What are your immediate thoughts coming into tonight's game?
Should be a pretty good matchup. These teams have not played since 2023-24, so it's been a couple years since they've played each other. A lot of the guys know each other. They live in the same area, same community, so should be a pretty good game.
When you think of Lake Mary High School, what are kind of the first things that come to mind?
Besides Noah Grubbs, I guess Noah Grubbs is the first thing that comes to mind, and Coach Perry. Coach Perry's been here for so long, 20 plus years, and that state championship that they just won last year. So those are the first things that I think of.
And we're going to preview tonight's matchup later in the show, but obviously so much confidence coming into the season after winning the state championship. How do you think the confidence is for this team coming into game one for them?
I think this team will be ready. I saw them the spring game against Jones. They looked pretty good. And I also saw them the kickoff classic versus Buchholz. Buchholz is a very strong program. Buchholz has went to 4 straight Final Fours. Lake Mary was right there. They played them tough. So I think this Lake Mary team, this edition of this team, I think they'll be ready to go. And
you talk about Scott Perry being here for so long. He graduated from this school. What has he been able to bring to this team and this program and this coaching staff?
Well, besides stability, a winning culture. Coach Perry played college football at University of Florida. If I'm not mistaken, I think he has a championship or 2. So he comes from a winning culture himself. So winning culture, stability, those are the main things that he's brought to this team over the last 2 decades.
And you've been around high school football for so long, and you've seen a lot of teams have the success that they have. What do you think winning a state championship does for a team, a school, a community like this?
I think it just gives pride to the whole community. The whole community could lean on the football team knowing as a community we won the state championship. And I think the whole area, just not the football team, but the whole community gets to celebrate that.
And what do you think is going to be the most exciting part about tonight? I mean, a lot of excitement coming into this season, especially for this team. What do you think the players are most excited for, as well as the students, the cheer team, everybody involved?
Well, both teams like to pass the ball, so hopefully the rain holds off, and I think we should see a high-scoring affair if the weather allows it.
Yeah, and we're here at Lake Mary High School. We're in the gymnasium because of the weather. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will be joined with our principal, Dr. Reynolds, here at Lake Mary High School.
Hi, I'm Ned, and I've been exploring the waters of Central Florida all my life, and I'm going to share with you some of my favorite adventures. From diving into crystal clear springs to cruising down the beautiful St. Johns River and everything in between.
Whoa!
I'm here to show you that sometimes the journey is better than the destination. So hop on board and let's go discover some of the best ways to experience life on the water in Orlando North.
Within all of us beats the heart of a champion. We aim for gold and glory, yet sometimes we fall short. Or miss. Or, you get the point. No matter what trials we face, having the right financial partner can help every champion live up to their potential and forge a path to victory. Addition Financial, count us in.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
Welcome back to Orlando North High School Game Day show. We are joined with Principal Dr. Reynolds and Principal. A special day for you guys as Lake Mary Rams, defending state champions, are getting to play their first season game. And obviously last season, making history, the first football championship in program history.
Absolutely.
What did this moment mean for the school and the community?
Oh, it meant so much. It just feels like you work so hard towards that goal. It's always the goal. And we've had a strong program for so many years, you know, and then of course the year before we got close, being the state runner up. And it's amazing how many things happened, just went our way to get to that point. And then when it happened, it was euphoria, you know, it's nothing like it. It was pouring down rain. We were all soaking wet. Nobody cared. It was amazing. And in terms of the impact on the school, excuse me, I feel like everybody walked a little taller, you know, everybody felt that victory, felt the championship. It just made everybody a little more proud to wear their Ram swag. It was great.
And this is special for you. I mean, your father was the first principal of Lake Mary High
That's right.
School. You graduated. You have kids who have graduated this school as well. What makes Lake Mary so special to you?
When my dad opened the school in 1981, he started out with the theme of the beginning of the best. And like myself, he's very competitive. He wanted it to be the best possible high school for academics, for arts, and for athletics. And so, and I felt that when I was here in the early years. He was my principal. And it was just a really strong school. We started out really strong with school spirit, and that was continued from, you know, subsequent principals and lots of students who came through there. So came through here. So when I got the opportunity to be principal, this is my 10th year. So it's been a minute now. I just felt like I was coming home and stepping right in back into a place that I love. And the spirit here, I tell you, one of the really key factors to our success is our community support. The citizens of Lake Mary and our Lake Mary community are just incredible. They support us in every which way. You'll talk to our athletic booster chair. Nobody around has an athletic booster club like we do, who supports us in the way they do. So I think the support, we have so many volunteers, not just from the community, but parent volunteers, and then so many now generations. So people who graduated from Lake Mary, when they're having children, they're making sure that those children are coming to Lake Mary. So I think it's history. I think it's legacy. In fact, our theme for this year is driven by legacy, because we are driven by legacy. Yeah,
Absolutely. So you spoke on how the school, you see a different confidence.
Yes.
What about the community itself? The businesses and the community. What difference have you seen in that?
100%. You know, everybody knows in Lake Mary, everybody knows 4th Street Grill down the street, and they have these giant signs in the windows congratulating our state champs, not just football, but soccer as well. And of course, I just was rushing here on the way to stop by and present a plaque to Bubba Coos Burritos down the street, because they fed my entire staff in pre-plan, and they just fed the boys their team meal yesterday. Wow. I just feel like so many people contribute, and they're happy to, because they're proud to be a Ram as well.
Absolutely.
So I see it all over the community. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, then walking around on campus this year, whether you're a student, a teacher, faculty, staff, what is different about this year? How has the culture, maybe the identity changed?
I feel the spirit, the school spirit. We had a pep rally today, our first one. This is our first home game. It was crazy. First of all, we have amazing performances. Our cheer team, our Lake Marionettes, our step team are as good as you can get. Literally in the entire state, as good as you can get. And so the performances get us going. But all the students are there with their Lake Mary gear on, and we do a spirit stick competition, you know, where I hold the spirit stick up and to the freshmen, and they cheer. And they just go insane. They love the spirit. They love to cheer for their team. They love to feel part of something bigger. We call it the Ram family,
Mhm.
and you just see it everywhere. Also, our students are really good at supporting each other in their not just athletics, but also arts for performances and all. They really do show up, and they show up to cheer for each other. So you might see our student section. We have a little mini student section in here for this broadcast. They always have a theme. They have their signs. They have their traditions, and I love it. It's great.
Well, Lake Mary is a school that has been known for strong academics, strong athletics. But if you've ever been to a football game, you guys have the light show.
Oh yeah.
You guys have the barricade shooting off. What is that all about?
So we are big on Friday Night Lights. This
Okay.
concept that Friday Night Lights is a performance. So we have all of our groups involved, our cheerleaders, our marionettes, our band. We have a lot of students who do media too. So we have a huge TV production program that's very focused on sports. And they're out there with many different camera angles. We do our own streaming show
Every game.
every home game.
Wow.
And this
Wow.
week we're adding something special, instant replay.
Ooh.
I know, we're getting really spiffy, but they get angles from down on the field,
Wow.
from different angles. So they're really getting, more and more professional. But the lights, yes, we have those lights now that can flash red, and
Mhm.
it kind of scares people who've never been out there. Sometimes when it goes totally dark for a second, they're like, "What happened?" And then the red comes on, and we like all of that celebration.
Mhm.
It just makes the night more fun for everybody involved and for all the people who are there to see the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems you guys take such pride in what you do, but
Yes.
when you think about tonight's game against a local opponent, what does it mean to have this kind of game as your regular season opener?
We always love to play other teams that are in the SAC or Seminole Athletic Conference. Our biggest rivals are like Brantley and Seminole, just historically.
Mhm.
But anybody who's in Seminole County is going to be a lot of fun for us because all these kids know each other.
Yeah.
Especially now with the amount of transfers. There are students, our students who go to Oviedo, students from our zone who go to Oviedo, students from Oviedo zone who come here. So they banter a little too much on social media. Sometimes it gets a little too crazy.
I saw some of it.
And we had some of it taken down, to be honest. But it's really all in good rivalry fun. We love to compete against other teams in Seminole County. Makes it really cool.
That's amazing. Well, we're going to take a break. Dr. Reynolds, thank you so much for joining us,
That's
getting
a
to share a
pleasure.
little
Thank
bit
you for,
about the school.
Thank you for launching your first pregame show here at Lake Mary High School.
Yes, it was an honor. We're going to take a break, and we will be right back with our school spotlight.
Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
Welcome back to the Orlando North High School Game Day show. I'm Cecily Webb, joined with AJ Brooks, and we have the Booster Club Chairman, Ed Shuckman, with us today. We're going to take a closer look at the campus we're on site today, Lake Mary High School. We're going to go into some history first before we talk a little bit with you, Ed. Go back about 40 years, 1981, Dante Reynolds, which we just talked to. Dr. Reynolds, that's her father. He was the first principal of Lake Mary High School, and he built the school from the inside out, focused on creating an elite athletic program. And we're going to talk about some of just the success that all these athletic programs in this school have had. AJ, if you kind of want to take a look at this graphic and go over some of this.
Yeah, when we look at Lake Mary athletics as a whole, they have 44 state championships, 132 state runner-up finishes, 200 plus team state appearances, and 15 plus sports one-ram family. So when you look at this collectively, this program, the athletic program, basketball, football, baseball, track, lacrosse, it's a pretty good athletic program in Central Florida, just to be honest with you.
And Ed, we want to talk to you a little bit we have some of the students here who are in the student section. They've got a theme for us tonight. Looks like they're all in the frat theme tonight. But for someone who's never experienced a Friday night at Lake Mary, how do you describe that experience?
Great question. The way that I describe it is it's one big community. It's a picture of you coming into our stadium, fans, family, sponsors, supporters, all having a front row seat at what we call our porch. Getting the first row insight into what greatness and the expectation of excellence looks like. And fantastic.
And for you, being part of the Booster Club, how important are the boosters in the community in supporting these athletes throughout the entire season?
The role of our boosters is simply to remove all of the boulders that come in the way. We need to be able to be a group that can help provide for our student athletes. And when we see our student athletes doing the things that they need to do to achieve excellence, there's nothing better than being able to provide back to that. We're the conduit between a community that has a passion for success and the student athletes being able to put that onto the field.
Mm-hmm.
So just give us an example. What are some of the things that the Booster Club is responsible for?
We are responsible for what I call everything that's in the gray matter. So anything that's a resource that is of need, from a brand new turf field to the fences that go up to helping out with the needs of every one of our 46 plus programs, we're there to help support that. Absolutely. Can't happen with the individual coaches that are looking to put a team together. They need a support group that can help fulfill that responsibility. And there's nothing better than a strong booster group that wants to do that can build the connections that the community has to help support these teams.
And how long have you been a part of the Booster Club?
Well, I'll give you a little background on me. So I attended, Dr. Reynolds and I were classmates with her dad, instilled the passion for wanting Lake Mary to be successful. And so we knew as we were kind of growing up that in order to have successful programs, we had to have the most elite programs. We had the most elite coaches. We had the most elite administrators. We wanted to make sure that the resources kept up and kept pace with that. We wanted to be the destination for all of our student athletes, no matter where they're at, and we wanted them to be at Lake Mary High School. So I've been part of that since the day that I was a freshman in here, and here we are, a couple of years later. I have been the president since 2016, and I've been involved in the booster program since about 29.
So you're president about 10 years now.
Yeah, going on.
How crazy are these guys behind us?
You know what? If I could have a son, it would be every single one of these guys.
Well, and Dr. Reynolds talked a lot about legacy, and from Coach Scott Perry being someone who was graduated from Lake Mary, and then you and Dr. Reynolds, so many of the faculty and staff coming from this program. How important is that?
Well, when you start to, there's a reason why we all bleed red, and it's because of Lake Mary High School, and I'm firmly believing in that. When you have a really good career, you're an excellent student, and then you have success as a team, you're generally inspired by an administrator, you're inspired by a coach, you're inspired by somebody that might be just working here. You get the passion for what Ram Nation is all about, and so as you graduate and you get older, you want to give back. And I feel that Lake Mary is a destination place where as soon as you graduate, not only are you a fan of a university if you go that far, but you're deep down, you're a Ram, and you're a Ram for life. You want to bring that back, and you want to bring anything that you can do. If you're a successful business owner or whatnot, that's the first thing that they want to do is continue on with that legacy. That happened because of Dr. Reynolds from day one, and it continues to today. My role is simply to continue that legacy, and I'll continue to do it as long as they'll have me here.
And Ed, let's talk traditions. What are some of your favorite traditions that you guys have here at Lake Mary?
Oh, there are many. I tell you, the best tradition is after you win on a Friday night football game and you get to go after the game is all done and you get to sing the school song at the very end. It's my favorite one, especially after a good victory. There are many. I mean, having a Friday pep rally, that's awesome. Having a team dinner. It could be as small as a team tradition of seeing athletes out on the field on a Sunday afternoon when they don't have a mandatory practice, that they want to be on the field, they want to be practicing whatever they do, whether it's cheerleading or soccer or any of our other programs. This field that we have out in our stadium, it generally has somebody on it 24 hours a day because they're that passionate about their program and their sport.
And taking a look at last season, what did last season's experience mean for the community and from your perspective?
Well, I think having success like that just raises the bar for excellence. And when that becomes the standard in the bar keeps raising. We're programmed here for state championships. And the expectation when you come in, even from a Pop Warner perspective, is championships. So by the time you get to wear the letters as a freshman, there's no bigger a thrill to be able to wear something that says Lake Mary on it. But you know deep down that your commitment is to help continue that legacy of trying to get a state championship across the board. Now, last year was the first year I've ever been part of that where our football team won the state championship. The girls cheer team won a state championship, their 10th in a row. Our marionettes continued in their national championships for marionettes and dancing. Our ROTC program won at a national level as well. It's the first program that I can remember in my entire life that anything that is affected by a Friday night group all won a national or state level competition.
That's amazing.
Stack me up in any high school in the state, and I will defy you that it's never happened before. And how cool of raising the bar was that last year.
Absolutely.
Our goal is to do that again this year and every year thereafter.
Well, Ed, thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to continue on our show. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to preview tonight's match.
Hi, I'm Ned, and I've been exploring the waters of Central Florida all my life, and I'm going to share with you some of my favorite adventures. From diving into crystal clear springs to cruising down the beautiful St. Johns River and everything in between.
Whoa!
I'm here to show you that sometimes the journey is better than the destination. So hop on board and let's go discover some of the best ways to experience life on the water in Orlando North.
Welcome back to Orlando North High School GameDay show. Cecily Webb. I'm joined with Guy from Seminole County. And Guy, a special day for everyone here in Seminole County. We're hosting our first ever pregame show where we're on site at different high schools in Orlando, North Orlando, to be highlighting some of these teams and players. And can you talk about how much this means to you, being a part of the team in Seminole County?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, as a former high school football coach from a county down south, this was always the dream for us. We worked through Media Day for a couple of years with VSN, and the feedback that we've gotten has been tremendous. The viewership and the engagement. It's always been the same question for years now. What's next?
Mm-hmm.
So we couldn't pick a better matchup. We got Lake Mary against Oviedo. We got a couple of matchups coming up in the future that we're very, very excited. The buzz is here. You know, this weather's going to clear up, but a lot of excitement from the entire community. And although a new project on game day, we are very optimistic from everything we're hearing across the city, county. It's always, hey, this is a very cool project to run through the entire year. So super excited about it.
And you've been a football coach yourself, so you know kind of sometimes high school athletics get the overlook, and some of these athletes and coaches and teams don't get the highlight that college does. And so how cool is this for a team, a program, to get this kind of spotlight on them?
Oh, and well-deserved. You know, there's when you need the momentum, a last-second, Hail Lake Mary, Hail Mary, that definitely contributes and helps to the momentum here. For us, this was fantastic because we've heard from that documentary, from the content that's being created, from the buzz around Seminole County as a whole and all athletics. We're hearing from outside communities like, hey, what do you guys have in the water? What are you doing over there? Because 18 state champions last school year, winning a football state title for the first time here in Lake Mary. Oviedo's winning state titles, volleyball back-to-back. Our cheerleaders here, 10-time state champs. I mean, we're celebrating just one state championship after another. I mean, we came so close to having our first high school softball and baseball state champions in Winter Springs. So couldn't be more excited. We got a lot of buzz. Sports, youth sports specifically, is a very large economic driver for us. 65+ million that comes out of our sports complexes. So for us, when we're like, hey, game day, let's roll out how we're going to do this. Oh, there's no better matchup this week than Lake Mary versus Oviedo. So it was an obvious choice for us, and we look forward to the weeks coming up. A lot of success so far, a lot of buzz.
And just going off of what you said, talking about Lake Mary being a perfect spot to host our very first show, we just had a chance to talk about some of all the academic success that Lake Mary has had. Can you just talk about how cool it is that we get to be here at Lake Mary and all the things that they have done on the athletic side?
Yes, no, and when you're led by a principal such as Dr. Reynolds, I've said it multiple times. If I can have 20 Dr. Reynolds, worked with various 5 to 10 principals throughout my career coaching, none of them have been like Dr. Reynolds. All of them have been great, but the involvement and engagement that Dr. Reynolds gives to the community, to the school, she's open to various ideas, very creative. When we look at combating enrollment and saying, okay, I'm a public education guy. So looking at public education and saying, hey, how are we going to increase enrollment? How are we going now to offer a different value proposition, academics and, Dr. Reynolds gives the full package here in Lake Mary. So we are incredibly grateful, incredibly excited. When Dr. Reynolds shows up, and I'm sure we have some pep rally B-roll to look at there. Dr. Reynolds, an incredible dancer. It's very exciting when you can do it both in the classroom, but you're open to outside the box idea on the athletics as well.
Absolutely. Well, Guy, thank you so much. We have an exciting season coming up. We'll be at so many different high schools this year. We're going to take another break, and we will come back with our game preview.
We all have an it, the reason we try harder, the drive that makes us carry through. Whatever your it may be, affordable tuition and flexible class schedules at Seminole State College can help you earn a certificate, associate, or the only Bachelor of Science in Construction that's available in Central Florida. The time is now. Go for you. Go for a new career. Go for it at Seminole State. Go State. Go far. Apply today at seminolestate.edu.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
Welcome back to Orlando North High School GameDay show. I'm Cecily Webb, AJ Brooks, and before we go into our football preview, our game preview for tonight, let's take a look at some other games around the county, what we have going on.
Yeah, well, ironically, this is a Seminole County night. You got Winter Springs 0-1 versus Haggerty 0-0. Haggerty has not played a game yet. Winter Springs did play last week. They lost the tough one to Lake Howell, 57-16. Lyman is 1-0. They play Lake Brantley, who's also 1-0. Lyman won last week, 16-8 versus Freedom. And Lake Mary rode Hernando 44-7. And then you have Seminole 1-0 versus Lake Howell 1-0. Lake Howell, as I previously mentioned, they beat Winter Springs 57-16, and Seminole beat a state power in Colorado in Mountain Vista last week 27-16. So that should be some good games right there. We got 3 good matchups, and then tonight's game, Oviedo versus Lake Mary. So it's an all Seminole County affair tonight.
Yeah, and Oviedo is coming to Lake Mary looking to bounce back after last week, their 24-22 loss against Titusville, and the Rams are coming in after winning a state championship. What are your expectations for tonight's game?
Tonight should be a good game. Historically, Oviedo is a 10-win team. Historically, their offense is always pretty solid. Coach O is a great offensive mind. These teams have not played each other since 2023, 2024, so I really don't know what to expect. I know all the fellas, they know each other. They're all from the same community. A lot of them played Little League together, so on and so forth. And if not together, they played against each other quite a bit of time. So this should be a pretty good matchup.
And then let's go into some stats. What are kind of some of the players and key stats that kind of stand out to you when you're looking at this game?
When I look at this game, let's start with Oviedo. Obviously, Oviedo, it starts with Coach O. He's the head. Obviously, he's the head coach. But then when we look at the roster, Jordan Donahue, he's a 6'5", 6'6" wide receiver that's committed to Ohio State University. We got Kamari Solomon. He's a 5'10", 160, 165-pound athlete. He plays on both sides of the ball. I believe he's probably the heartbeat of the team, if I had to ask my opinion. And then you got Johnny Combs, 5'9". He's a running back. Jaden McNeil, also outstanding. But then Sebastian, the quarterback. This guy is, I believe his interception to touchdown ratio last year was like 5-1 or 4-1. Like he takes care of the ball. He's a great leader. So with those guys, they always have a chance in any game.
Well, I like that you brought up 5 players, but I want to talk about 4 of them. And when we were at High School Media Day, we had a chance to speak with Coach Ordino, and he really highlighted something unique about this team being the core 4. That's what he called it. And those were 4 of his players who came in as freshmen and now are still with him as a senior. And he said, obviously with the landscape of high school sports, it's kind of rare to find nowadays. And that was Jordan Donahue, Kamari Solomon, Sebastian Gallardo, and Johnny Cobbs, which are the 4 players that you mentioned. What do you think those guys add to this team?
Once again, stability. These are kids who's been with the program for 4 years. They know what Coach O, the expectation that Coach O and the coaching staff has. So as leaders of the team, they can go and talk to their peers and really get whatever they need out of them. And I think that leadership is tremendous for any team.
And then let's talk a little bit about Lake Mary. And we have Scott Perry talking about that consistency and stability, someone who's been here for over 20 years with this program. And he kind of touched on their approach to each game really being as if it's the Super Bowl. Every game taking it with as much intention as and concentration as they need. How have you seen that with this team, maybe in the offseason or previous seasons, that you think they're going to really show that this season?
Obviously, it's an unknown. This will be the first year in 4 years that Noah Grubbs hasn't been around. So obviously, anyone who knows about Lake Mary football, for the last 4 years, Noah Grubbs, a quarterback that is committed and has committed to Notre Dame University. So obviously, that tells you what kind of player he is. But he's going to get a lot of the attention. But I think the quarterback that's come in this year, Remy Jarman, I think he's a terrific athlete. I think he'll help them on plays off time and plays, so he'll be able to scramble a little more. I think he's a little more dynamic of a athlete, so to speak, than Noah. But you also have other players like T.J. Brundridge, who has stepped into his own. You got Cole Emanuel, wide receiver transfer from Edgewater. You got Aaron Young on the defensive side. You got Sam Nelson also on the defensive side. So they have players who have been around the program who will be key pieces for the team this year.
And I like that you mentioned that because I did want to talk about that, how when you lose some key players, how a team continues to find some players who will step up into those roles. And obviously they haven't played a regular season game. But talking about some of those key players, who do you think will be really crucial to tonight for both teams?
Quarterbacks. It's a quarterback game. It's on the quarterbacks. We kind of know what we expect from Sebastian. He's proven. He's been the leader of this offense here. So we know what we'll get out of him. I guess the unknown is Remy. This is Remy first year starting in this offense. So I think it'll come down to quarterback play.
And then what do you think it's going to take? I guess we can talk about both teams, but first let's talk about Oviedo. What do you think it's going to take for Oviedo to kind of switch the script for them after coming off of a loss, kind of reset coming into today's game?
When we look at this matchup, this is two teams in Seminole County. So you probably wouldn't expect that they haven't played in 2 or 3 years, but they haven't played since 2023, 2024. But when we look at that, even in 2023, 2024, when they did play, Lake Mary won 46-17. Then in 2022, 2023, Lake Mary won 13-7. In 2021, 2022, Lake Mary won 21-6. In 2020, 2021, Lake Mary won again 38-23. In 2019, 2020, Lake Mary won again 38-26. So the last time Oviedo has beaten Lake Mary was in 2018-19 by 1 point, 22-21. A lot of you guys in this area remember that ball game, but it's been since 18-19 since they've beaten Lake Mary. So I think that Lake Mary will definitely come in and hold home turf with high regards. But Oviedo is going to have a nasty taste in their mouth after the loss that they had last week to Titusville. Last-second field goal, 40-plus yards. So I think it'll be a great matchup tonight.
What do you think the importance of this game is? I mean, it's so early on in the season. Everyone's getting used to their players, teams, kind of seeing what everyone's capable of. And for Lake Mary, this is their very first regular season game. And then Oviedo has a chance to kind of make a stand. What's important about tonight's game? Well,
what's important about tonight's game is this is Lake Mary's first game this season. They did play a kickoff classic, so they played together some. But Oviedo played a full game last week against Titusville, and they lost at the end of the game. So I know that they're going to come out strong and hungry because they can't afford to go 0-2. So that's the crazy thing is, like, Oviedo, if they lose this game, they'll start the season 0-2, and we're talking about a program that historically wins 10 games a season, 9 to 10 games. And then for Lake Mary, if Lake Mary were to lose the opening game, and they start the season at 0-1, being defending state champs, that would also be a little crazy. So one way or another, we're going to have some craziness at the end of the night. I just don't know which way. Yep.
And just quickly, what do you think Coach Ordonez's message is to his team coming off of last week to face a Lake Mary team.
So you bold. I don't even try to say his last name. We just call him Coach O. Coach O. I think the message that Coach O has told his team, obviously I'm on Instagram and Twitter, and I've seen him on Twitter. He was not pleased with the loss. I think that message was conveyed to his team this week. I'm not sure if it was a thing of effort or just not executing. But I do know that Oviedo and Coach O feels like they should have won that game last week. So it's a disappointing to be 0-1 coming into this matchup. So I know they'll be ready. It'll be a good ball game. So I just don't know which way it's going to go.
You're right. All right, well, we're going to take a break, and we will come back with our final thoughts.
Hi, I'm Ned, and I've been exploring the waters of Central Florida all my life, and I'm going to share with you some of my favorite adventures. From diving into crystal clear springs to cruising down the beautiful St. Johns River and everything in between.
Whoa!
I'm here to show you that sometimes the journey is better than the destination. So hop on board and let's go discover some of the best ways to experience life on the water in Orlando North.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
Welcome back to Orlando North High School Game Day show. I'm Cecily Webb, joined with AJ Brooks, and we're here with Vicki Jones, the head coach of the cheer team, who's behind us. And 10 straight national titles for this team. Your first year as head coach, 4 years with the program. What is so special about Lake Mary and this cheer team?
So this cheer team, I feel like they've always had a target on their back, so they just want it more and they have something to prove. So every single day when they come in, they work really hard. They show up and they don't just do it for themselves. They do it for those that come before them. So it just means a lot more.
And today is Friday. It's game day for you guys. What does a game day look like for the cheer team from the moment you guys get on campus?
So we get out of school. They all go home. They get dressed together. They go to each other's houses and then they have supper. When we get back, we warm up all of our stunts and then we get down to the field as fast as we can so that we can set up a tunnel and do a pregame show and then they run through the banner, and then straight from the banner, we get back on the sideline and already hit the ground rolling, and we start doing our cheers.
And last season being so historic for the football team, what did it mean to you guys to be such a huge part of that?
So we understand what it's like to cheer for other sports and how it feels to have all the support from those people that are like your peers and everybody that goes to school with you. So showing up for the boys and actually being there for them really meant a lot. And I feel like when the energy was created from us, they just really could feel it out on the football field. And from the moment that the championship game started, we were there and we were going and they can feel it and they use that.
So a lot of people don't know 10 straight state championships. What is the process? Like, talk to people about what's the process in winning the state championship as a cheerleader.
So cheerleading is a sport that a lot of people aren't familiar with. So it's the hardest sport that I think that anybody could do because it's not just you. You have to depend on everybody on the team. So if somebody doesn't show up to practice, then you can't be successful. So it's really, really important that all of our girls show up and they're putting in 110% every single time because you literally have somebody's life in your hands. So they practice day in, day out. They eat right. They work out. They show up and they practice probably more or as much as the state winning football team. And they just don't get enough credit as all the other sports do because we show up for the other sports and the other sports don't always show up for us. But we're super lucky with our Lake Mary family because all of the other athletes and the support staff, they really show up for us. So that's really, really helpful.
So it sounds a lot like football because when you say if one person doesn't do something, like the whole team can suffer. If one person isn't there, you got to change up the whole stunt.
Or we just don't do it. They just stand there and they wait. So all of our JV people are really, really important too because we can grab from that team because they are a nationally competing team as well. And we grab them and we use them whenever somebody on varsity is not there.
Okay.
Well, so much excitement coming into tonight and so much hype around tonight's game. What are you guys and the cheer team and you as a coach most excited for?
We're most excited because Oviedo is a huge game for our school, and we really just have something to prove, like having a target on our back, winning state last year. So we just know that it's super important to keep the fans and the crowd engaged so that the boys can just feed off of everything that's going on and do what they know how to do. They've been practicing for it. They know how to win.
And AJ, any final thoughts before tonight's game?
Man, do we have any special opening stunts tonight?
At the game, you're going to see a lot of the girls, as long as it's not wet, because it can be a little bit dangerous. They do their pull ups, they do back handspring ups, they do a bunch of different things that will prepare us for competition season.
Wow, can't wait to see it.
Thank you.
All right, well, there it is. That is our very first Orlando North High School Game Day show. That's all we have for you, girls. We will be back next week at Seminole High School.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.